I'm not even going to lie to you guys. we started recording this and we had to restart because one of the mics wasn't on.
My mic wasn't on. I don't know what happened because the levels were happening at the beginning. I think I might have turned it off when you were talking about something.
Why?
I don't, because I'm stupid and it's 11 o'clock at night.
It is 10:40. I don't
know
why
what I was thinking.
So late.
I might have done it on accident. I don't know why. I don't know. I can't remember.
Mics are on, right? Testing.
They're good.
Cool. We're good. 2 weeks in a row.
It's a good thing I saw it 5 minutes in.
Yeah.
Instead of
if
an hour.
If we recorded the whole thing, we wouldn't have an episode this week.
I would kill myself.
We wouldn't have had an episode this week.
Oh, boy.
We are an unusual couple, you know.
2 weeks in a row. Who'd have thought? Not me. We made that joke the first time, but we're not doing it again because that would not make sense. We are here 2 weeks in a row, and because it's 2 weeks in a row, and because this is the 20th episode, and we feel bad because it's been a while, it's time for a little giveaway. The first giveaway in Unusual Couple podcast history, the first giveaway in the history of, I think, like both of our channels. I'm doing one for Patreon right now. But here is the giveaway and what it entails for those at home, those wondering. Here's what we have to do to enter. There's going to be 3 winners, and I'll get into, again, what that will entail in a second. But the 3 winners, here's how you enter. Follow us on TikTok at The Unusual Couple. Follow us on Instagram at The Unusual Couple Podcast. And subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is The Unusual Couple Podcast.
So true.
We would love to hit 1,000 on Instagram. We're very close, so if you're watching this, you're not following, it would mean the world. YouTube, again, we'd love to hit 1,000 subscribers over there eventually. Our goal is 500 right now, so it'd be awesome if we could do that.
Yeah.
But here's what you can win if you do those 3 things. Follow us on those social medias. On the 3rd level, you get a Fandango gift card, so you can go to the movies. It'll probably pay for at least 1 ticket to the movies, which is pretty cool. The 2nd level will be either 2 Blu-rays or like a Funko Pop, and then a Fandango gift card as well, so you can go to the movies and either watch 2 movies at home, or you'll have like Funko Pops to add to your collection. And at the top tier, you're getting 2 Funko Pops and an exclusive piece of the Unusual Couple podcast merchandise.
Yeah, we have merch. We talked about it once a while ago, and then we never talked about it again. But we have merch. If you don't win, guess what? You can still buy the merch. Don't worry.
This is true, but yeah. Again, size, we'll figure that out.
Yeah, I say we're probably going to buy most likely a large or an extra large because that can encompass everybody, because you can do things to make a shirt smaller, but you can't do anything to make a shirt bigger, and we don't want to exclude anybody or any body types, any body sizes. So keep that in mind. The sizing will probably be closer to a large or an extra large.
This is true. Very, very true. So again, follow us on TikTok, Instagram, subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's how you enter the giveaway. We'll probably announce the winner, I'd say, like, maybe in the next episode. Give it a full week.
Well, I'd say they would also have to comment down below so we could enter them into the giveaway.
Yeah, that's a good point. And let us know you're actually, comment on this video version, or, like, we'll post something on Instagram.
No, yeah, we'll make an Instagram post. Comment on the Instagram post.
Or the YouTube video version if you don't have Instagram. But it's see how it's kind of tricky now that I think about it?
Yeah. I'm assuming you guys have Instagram, if I'm going to be honest with you.
If you don't, just say
if
something.
You don't, then you can comment on this video. And if you're listening on a non-video version of this podcast right now, when you're not driving or when you're not doing whatever you're doing, go to YouTube, go to the video version, and comment if you want to enter. But comment on the Instagram post, and then we'll pick winners.
Yeah.
More will be explained in the caption of the Instagram post also. This was just explained really badly because we explained it really well, and then my mic wasn't working for the first 5 minutes.
This is very true.
It'll be worded very beautifully in the Instagram post. Chris is a very eloquent writer, and he will word it perfectly, and it will not be confusing, I promise.
Yeah, so just follow us on those and stay tuned for more details. But thank you guys for the support, because we know we had been on and off with the podcast. We're trying to get back to a weekly routine now. It is 10:45 at night, so we'll see where this episode takes us. We are going to be doing something fun, but we had one TikTok that did really well.
Yes,
so thank you guys if you showed support to it.
In honor, well, not in honor, but speaking of hitting like a certain amount of followers on our social media platforms, we did hit 1,000 TikTok followers. Oh, we're at 1,400.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
God damn. On TikTok, because we had a TikTok video blow up of my Billy theory from Stranger Things. It's at 338,000 views, which is insane.
Wild.
You were asleep when it started blowing up.
Yeah, I know.
Because you sent me a screenshot, I think, of our Instagram. I remember this. You sent me a screenshot of our TikTok before we went to bed, and you were like, look, we're like kind of close to 1,000 or something like that. And the TikTok was only at 11K views or something. Yeah. And then when I was looking at it, I was like, it's at like 150K views.
Yeah.
And the comments aren't bad. There's one person being like, isn't this just the movie Us? And it's like, yeah.
Yeah, who cares?
And what about it? But a lot of the comments, a lot of them agree with me, which I was surprised about. And then some people are like, Billy didn't actually go to the Upside Down. It was a projection from the Mind Flayer. And I'm like, how the fuck do you know that? Did the Duffer Bros come out and say that? Because if they did, A, I missed that. And B, if you're making that up, like if that's your interpretation, go off, queen. But like I interpreted it as he went to the little telephone booth, and when he came out, he was in the Upside Down, similar to how Nancy like crawled through a tree. It's fictional. Let me think that Billy's alive. All right, I'm sick and tired of the haters. All right, people that want Billy to be dead are the same people that are pissed that Barb is dead.
I will say, every season the Barb stands come out in full force, out of their hiding, out. I don't know, they're like hidden in the wilderness.
Insane.
They come out like the Wolverines in Red Dawn from the ground, and they just Barb.
The Barb stands, I don't understand.
They're wild.
Because, like, here's the thing. I know a lot about Barb, but, like, only because when I watch Stranger Things, I watch it with pretty much it, and they're always making jokes about Barb because Barb is Sierra Burgess, and it's, like, PMI tracks are, like, their own universe. Like, we got the MCU, and then we have the PMIU. Like, if you miss one track, you're going to miss jokes in future tracks because they always call back. And so, like, the entire track of Stranger Things, they're just calling her Sierra Burgess. And it's so funny. They're so funny.
They're very funny people.
Anyways.
But yes, we had that Stranger Things TikTok do very well. We got a Thor Love and Thunder teaser trailer, which was wild. I'm going to tell a quick story about that unless you wanted to keep going about your Stranger Things theory real quick because you look like you wanted to.
No, I was just going to finish. If it wasn't for PMI, I would never notice that Barb was in the show. Continue.
Yeah, so Thor Love and Thunder, we got a teaser trailer. And I'm sickened. I'm sickened, but not by the trailer, but here's what happened. So I believe it was Monday, right? Monday.
Yes.
We're calling it Monday of a week ago from this dropping. And there were murmurs, Thor Love and Thunder might drop a trailer. I was like, okay, I'm always ready on a Monday. And I had a haircut appointment scheduled for 10 o'clock, or 10:15, excuse me. Something like that. I think it was 10:15 on the Monday. And I was like, if the trailer doesn't drop at 9, it's not dropping, right? But it didn't drop at 9, and I told Cam 5 minutes after. I said, I think I have this weird gut feeling we're going to get something at 10.
And
I was I really think we're going to get it at 10.
I literally had to spend the next hour convincing him, Chris, we're not getting anything.
Yeah.
It didn't drop at 9. It's fine. No one's talking about it. Like, Daniel RPK is not tweeting anything sus.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not, we're not getting a trailer. Literally, don't worry about it. Go to your haircut. It's going to be fine.
And so at 9:50 a.m., 10 minutes before, I was like, all right, I'm heading out. And it's only a 10-minute drive from here. And so at 10 o'clock, I'm about to turn into the place where I get my haircut. And I have discussing film notifications on. And it was actually 10:02. It was a delayed reaction. I don't know why. I got the notification a little late. And then it said the first trailer for Thor: Love and Thunder has been released. And I literally floored it, turned around, and sped back to Cam's house.
He called me.
Ran up the stairs.
He called me. He was like, the trailer's out. The trailer's out. I was like, okay, come back. I'll have everything set up when you get here. I had the camera set up, the ring light set up.
The trailer pulled up on YouTube.
Yep, everything was ready.
I literally sprint up the stairs. I'm out of breath. If you go watch it and you have context now, I'm out of breath at the beginning. I'm I can't even get my thoughts straight.
He was sprinting. He
Haul
he threw everything across the room. Everything was what's the word I'm looking for?
Scattered.
Awry.
Yeah. It was all over the place, and we got it done. We watched it, and had I not got the haircut, it would have been up 5 to 10 minutes earlier, but life goes on. The video did extremely well, so if you guys watched it, thank you so much. I hit 7K. Well, I think I might have already hit it, but I've gotten a lot of subscribers from it. It's really cool.
Foot cramp.
And you all right?
Yeah, my foot just cramped really quickly. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
And I think we're going to get the Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer soon. So
I'm really excited for Thor: Love and Thunder. Thor: Love and Thunder has been my most anticipated Marvel movie of 2022. I'm excited for Multiverse of Madness, but I've just been looking forward to Thor more, in general. Oh, sorry.
Damn, what the hell?
I don't know. My voice is just cracking a little bit today. Just in general. And then, because I really do like Thor, and I like Taika Waititi, and I like all the characters that are in the Thor movies. And I've been really excited for Mighty Thor. So.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a blast. I think it has the potential to be the best outright MCU movie. And a point that I want to bring up, and then we'll move on to the actual point of this podcast episode, or the subject, whatever you want to call it, the plot. I was talking earlier with someone, and this point came up. Thor is probably going to draw in a crowd of MCU fans that have been kind of in hiding for a while, because a lot of people swore off the MCU after Endgame and were like, I just don't care anymore. But Thor is one of those original Avengers, and you've got the Guardians. So these are characters that we're all familiar with from pre-Endgame. So a lot of people who might have honestly skipped everything else are going to go see this. And honestly, they aren't going to be that confused. because
No.
this is basically a sequel to Ragnarok, and like all you need to do is watch Endgame, the Guardians movies, and the Thor movies. Like you
Yeah.
don't have to watch any of the TV shows, No Way Home, Multiverse of Madness. It is its own thing, and I respect that. And I think this movie is going to do well and be the most well received because of that.
I am just very excited after the trailer, and then this is the last thing I'll say, and then we'll move on.
You're good.
After the trailer, my God, my voice is just not in it today.
Yeah.
Anyways, the shots in the trailer, like they all look really, really pretty, and like I feel like we're actually seeing a lot more Greek mythology, like background stuff. I know we're getting Zeus. There's rumors of a Hercules, mayhaps. Methinks. You know what I mean?
Henry Cavill post credit scene would be sick.
You think Henry Cavill's gonna be Hercules?
It would just be a funny middle finger to DC because they have screwed themselves by not having more Superman movies.
You
but
know who would be the perfect casting for Hercules, right?
who?
Finnick Odair.
Sam Coffin?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like
That would be really good. In 2013, I don't know about now, but in 2013, yeah.
nah. He's still kicking it.
I hope so.
People-
I haven't seen
people-
him in a while.
Every single Percy Jackson fan cast has that man fan casted as Apollo, and I'm not opposed. But like every single fan
A
cast.
lot of fan casts for that are good, but
You
a lot of
think
them are.
Percy Jackson has the fucking budget
I was
to
about
get
to say
all these people.
A lot of them are like getting the biggest stars in Hollywood, like 14 of them, and I'm like, that's just not feasible.
Simply just
So,
not going to happen.
Yeah.
But I think he would be a good Hercules. But all the shots, like all the beautiful, beautiful shots, it just looks like we're getting the type of Thor movie that we deserve. And I keep saying that. I've said that like 20 times, like on social media at this point. But like, it really does, doesn't it? It's not dark. It's not sad. His eyebrows aren't
It's
bleached.
not multiversal.
Exactly. It's just Thor and Greek mythology, Norse mythology, whatever it's called. And it looks like it's going to be fun.
And I'm here for it. I think it's going to light it up at the box office. That's all I have to say.
So true. Chris Hemsworth, if you're listening, we love you.
We do. Those big blue eyes.
Oh.
But the
So-
real purpose of today's podcast is because it's the 20th episode,
Yeah.
we are going through our top 20 favorite
Fandoms.
fandoms.
Now listen, y'all. Okay. This is a current list, you know what I mean? And it's just based off of what we talk about most, either amongst ourselves, to our friends, or on the internet. And I did mine based off of what I talk about the most, what I post about the most, and what I rewatch the most. So I think a lot of people are going to be surprised at where I have certain things on my list, because it's also mostly centered around what I rewatch the most, not around what I post the most. So I'm going to trip some of y'all up.
For sure.
What's yours based off of?
Mine's based off of just how much I enjoy the show or movie.
I mean, me too, but you know.
And I know
That's,
what you mean.
you know,
I mean, like, I don't rewatch.
he does not rewatch shows like I do. Like
I don't rewatch anything like you do, which is fine. Like, I love everything on this list. I just don't. I like to watch a lot of new stuff, and
Well,
you and I are different.
Well, here's the thing. I do watch new stuff. He doesn't watch shows as often as I do because he's not a background noise person like I am. I always need something on in the background if
Yeah.
I'm doing anything. And I don't normally like to just have it be music because I normally just listen to music when I'm driving. It's always a TV show. And it's easier to have a TV show in the background if it's a show you've watched before, so you don't have to pay attention to it.
This is true. I don't like to throw on a movie or TV show and then just not pay attention to it. So, like, that's why, like, and I give credit to you if you actually can process a show while you're doing other things. I can't. I have to be fully locked in.
That's why it's been taking me so long to watch Teen Wolf recently, because I have been busy with things and I can't just put Teen Wolf on in the background because, like, I have to pay attention.
Yep.
Specifically because I'm on season 4 and that season's really confusing and weird and I don't like it anyways.
But we do have 5 honorable mentions each, so
Do you want to start with honorable mentions or do you want to end with the honorable
start
mentions?
with honorable mentions.
All right, you
Yeah,
go first.
dip your toe in the water.
You go first.
All right, so my honorable mentions, I'm going to speed round them off, and then
Go
I'll
ahead.
give a sentence about each. Maybe Outer Banks, That 70s Show, How I Met Your Mother, Uncharted, which includes the video games and the film, and The Hunger Games. Now, I think that, Outer Banks is a show that I enjoy. It's not one, I've only seen each season one time.
Couldn't be me.
That 70s Show is a show that got me through my, freshman year of college, honestly, the first semester.
Yeah, I introduced you to that show.
You did? I watched it, every night. I watched an episode or two, on my phone, in my dorm bed, because I,
Favorite
needed
character?
an escape from everything.
Favorite character?
Favorite character, I love Kelso.
Really?
But I also love
Hyde's my
Red.
favorite.
I
Hyde's
love
my favorite.
I mean, it's got a bunch of great characters. It's funny as shit.
It's a very good show.
It's one of those sitcoms that went too long in the end, like a lot of them. But like once Eric leaves, it's like, why are we still doing this? How I Met Your Mother is the first show that I ever like fully binged.
Love How I Met Your Mother.
I think it's the first show I've ever seen every episode of.
Yeah.
I think. Love it. I mean, how do you feel about the ending, real quick?
I like it.
A lot of people hate its guts.
Yeah.
I don't hate its guts. I do think it could have been better.
I think it was obvious.
It didn't enrage me like it enraged a lot of people, but I don't think it's special by any means. Like, I think it could have wrapped it up better.
It's fine.
Uncharted, because it's probably my favorite, like one of my favorite video game franchises. Again, haven't played through the games since the fourth one came out in like 2016, but I like the movie. Even I just view it as apart from the games. And the Hunger Games, I mean, I read the books. I never actually fully read Mockingjay because I just couldn't get into it. But I've seen all the movies multiple times.
Stop. You're going to give Jenna an aneurysm.
I'm sorry, Jenna. Those are my honorable mentions. Cam, your honorable mentions now.
Okay, I have honorable mentions. Not on my honorable mention list are That 70s Show and How I Met Your Mother, which are two shows that I used to watch a lot in high school. I haven't watched them a lot since, which is why they didn't make it to the honorable mentions list, because like I said, this list is current. Okay, people are going to laugh at my honorable mentions list. They're going to be like, what the fuck is this? Okay. Honorable mentions, Rain/Medici, because they're intertwined and I get to include them together because it's my list. Number 2, Dynasty. This is in no order, by the way. These are just in random order. Number 3, Pretty Much It. Yes, that is a fandom, and yes, I am a part of it. I'm Pretty Much It stan till I die. You know the joke where it's like, if they have 100 fans, I'm one of them. If they have 1 fan, I'm one of them. If they have 0 fans, I'm dead. That's me with Pretty Much It.
I just got it, like, PMI till I die. That kind of rhymes. They could put that on a shirt. You could pitch that to Eric.
Clip this.
PMI till I die.
Clip this in a TikTok and
like
put
P for L, Pogue for life. PMI till I die.
Oh my God.
We have a proposition for you.
Eric, we're going to clip this and we're putting it on Twitter and we're tagging you. And if you want to make a shirt based on this idea, put me on a track. I'm begging. I want to be on a track. I have a list.
The Pitch Perfect movies.
I have a list in my phone of ideal tracks that I want to make with Eric. Anyways. Next on the list is The Bachelor. This encompasses The Bachelor, The Bachelorette. We'll throw in Love Island in there. If it's a shitty reality TV show, I'll eat it up. Okay, and last on the list is this show on Netflix called Cursed. And the only reason this is on this list is because, again, I watched it with Pretty Much It, but I also watched it because this actor that I'm currently obsessed with named Daniel Sharman is in it. And quite literally, worst show I've ever watched in my entire life until the last episode. The last episode was genuine. It's the reverse of Game of Thrones, in your eyes at least. Like, dog shit 1 through 9. Episode 10, start the show there. And then they canceled season 2 and I'm pissed. I'm literally so mad. So angry. It was getting so good. Daniel Sharman's character, huge fucking plot twist, cursed spoilers if you don't want to hear about it. He was Lancelot the whole time. The whole fucking time. Shit was crazy. Cursed is like a prequel to King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. So it's kind of showing like the character Arthur is in the show. And then we find out that he's Lancelot. And it's like, look at my legs. I have goosebumps. We were going to get King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. And we were going to get stuff about Lancelot. And it was going to be great. And then they canceled the show. And I'm pissed. It literally keeps me up at night sometimes. Because the 10th episode was actually genuinely so good. That's why it's on my honorable mentions list. Because I literally have to fight the urge every day to rewatch that show with PMI because it was bad up until the last episode. Every day I fight that urge.
I might do it tomorrow. Never watch the show.
Yeah, I don't recommend it.
Yeah, I'll never watch it.
I don't even recommend it. It's just one of my things. I don't know why.
Yeah.
All right.
How do you want to do this? Take turns?
Yeah, take turns.
All right, so number 20 for me. You want to go first or should I?
I'll let you go first.
Okay. Yeah. my number 20 is a Netflix show that a lot of you probably have seen. It's called You, and it's got Penn Badgley in the main role, and the show is just batshit crazy.
I forgot to put Gossip Girl on my list. Okay, I'm adding that as a 6th honorable mention. Gossip Girl, continue. Sorry. You said Penn Badgley and it reminded me.
All right, if you're keeping track at home, that's the first time that's going to happen. I bet she does it 5 more times. The over-under set at 4.5. So do you think she does it 4 or 5 times? There's nothing wrong with it, but she will. It's going to happen. All right, so not interrupt me, but like, no. I'm not saying the interrupting. I was saying
remembering a show that I like?
Yes.
Sorry, continue.
No, you can interrupt me. I don't care about that. I was saying how many times are you going to say, "Oh, I should have put that show on my list"?
Okay, good.
I bet you do it a few more times. It's okay though. I might do it too. You's great. That's it. No, I'm playing.
Excited for the next season?
No, honestly, honestly, like I don't think I think they should just end the show.
I'm
Because
dead.
like I'm not gonna spoil it, but like
They killed the
how
best
long?
character.
How no one died. No one's died in that show. It's a very pure show.
They would never.
It's a show about basically a
This-
like if you've seen American Psycho or like Nightcrawler, it's like that type of dude, like a psycho who does like voiceovers, and like in normal everyday life you might think he's a normal
I do love
dude,
his
but he is a
voiceovers.
lunatic, manipulative killer.
His voiceovers are
Genius.
so good, though.
So good. It's one of the most well written shows on Netflix. And like, is it cheesy at times? Yeah. Is it disturbing? Yes. But it makes it hooks you in. And again, it's one of those shows that every episode has that big cliffhanger. It's bizarre every episode, and the acting, the performance by Penn Badgley and Victoria Pedretti, who's introduced in season 2 and she's in season 3. It's like you've got another psychopath, and they're like at odds with each other. They end up together. It's a crazy show.
Which season is your favorite?
I really like season 2
Really?
with 40.
Oh, yeah,
But
I forgot about 40.
But season
1, I love
3, we need to rewatch, and I don't want to get mellow here or somber, but like season 3 came out at a very bad time for us.
When did it come out?
Sadie Lady. Yeah, it came out
Stop, it came out that weekend?
it came out like the week after. Yeah, we
Oh
were
my
watching you
God.
while that happened.
Oh, my God.
I know. So like I don't remember season 3 too much.
Really?
We watched all 10 episodes in
She
one day.
died mid-you?
Mid-you season 2 rewatch.
You're shitting me.
Like we were watching it and she died.
Oh, my God.
Like, I'm sorry to get morbid. I'm sorry.
No,
but
it's okay, guys. Sadie's passing was very beautiful. It was a little traumatic for Chris, but it was very it gave me a lot of closure, so it's fine. I'm literally talking about it without crying. Tucker, absolutely different story. Really can't talk about him at all. Sadie, her death was beautiful. Love her to death. Happy that she went in a beautiful and happy way.
She
She
did.
was happy, and she was in a place where she loved.
Yeah.
Surrounded by people she loved.
Are you gonna cry now?
No, but speaking of Tucker, though, we have about less than a week till his 1-year anniversary of his
Yeah.
death. Isn't that crazy?
That is.
Anyways, moving on. My number 20.
You's good. You should watch it.
You is very good. You is also not on my list, but I do really like you. This is the second one. 20 on my list is One Tree Hill. One Tree Hill, if you've never heard of it before, is a show. I don't know what channel it came out on originally, and I couldn't tell you if I had to guess. ABC?
My guess is like CW.
No, I think it's maybe ABC. You Google while I talk.
Okay.
One Tree Hill, it's such a good show, and I want Chris to watch it so badly because it's
I've seen
essentially
episodes.
what it is like, it's like, I guess I've never seen Friday Night Lights, but I can only assume it's what Friday Night Lights is, but for basketball. And I eat up a good basketball moment. I really, really do. High School Musical, you know me, love it. It's also got, oh my God, why am I blanking on his name? Help.
Chad Michael Murray.
Thank you so much. It's got Chad Michael Murray. This is why I have Chris. This is why Chris is with me at all times. It has Chad Michael Murray in it, and we love Chad Michael Murray in this household. Chad Michael Murray was the Blueprint, along with Dylan O'Brien and Logan Lerman. And it's just honestly a really good show. It's about these two brothers. They're like half brothers. They have a shitty dad. And like one of them grew up with his mom, and the other one grew up with the dad and the mom that the dad married, and it's just a whole thing. And then like they hate each other, and then they end up actually becoming brothers in spite of their dad, because their dad just sucks literal ass. And then there's these 3 girls in the show, and it's like, it's just teen drama, but it's like good teen drama, and it's written well. And then at one point there's a school shooting, and
Trigger warning.
a certain character dies, and every time a character dies in this show, it's so heartbreaking and heart-wrenching, and it makes me want to cry. And it's just good, dude. It's just a good show.
I was right. The show came out in the CW, but it came out on something called the WB for like a few seasons, and then the CW. But it's a CW show. There's nothing wrong with that. You can just tell.
One Tree Hill is
You
a
came
show.
on CW for one season, I think. Or no, it was True
Really?
TV, and then I think it went to Netflix. I think.
One Tree Hill is a show that I bonded with one of my very good high school friends, Emily, with. I mean, she doesn't. You
I
guys
had
don't
no
know who
clue where
Emily
you were
is.
going with that for a second, but I'm gonna leave that to you and I and off camera.
Absolutely, watch your
I
mouth.
was so confused.
No. Me and Emily talked about One Tree Hill all the time. Yeah, I know.
my friend. I won't name him just because I don't want to, but you and I are different. He liked One Tree Hill a lot, and
Really?
yeah, he did. So
It's a great show. If you're looking for a new show to watch and you like old shows, because it came out in like the 2010s, 2000-ish, maybe, I don't really know.
2003 it came out, I believe.
Really?
To 2012, I think is what Wikipedia just said.
Yeah, it's one of those shows. It's good. It's good.
So yeah,
It'll give
that's
you
that.
nostalgia.
And I'll use my first of my 5. Oh, I forgot. I did watch Friday Night Lights. That's one of the first shows I watched too, and that was like summer between like 8th and 9th grade, I think, and I really enjoyed it, but it didn't make the list. So number 19 for me is The Office. I don't watch The Office as much as I used to, but I mean for like years I watched it all the time, like you and I did too, even like early parts of our relationship. It is one of the funniest shows of all time, but it's also a sitcom that has the ability to have a lot of heart too, with Jim.
I think the only
Okay.
reason you don't watch it that much anymore is because they took it off Netflix.
Honestly, yeah. I mean,
why.
but it's on the Comedy Central channel on like cable, if you guys even have that. So like my parents still watch like YouTube TV, not cable, but like they'll have that on and they watch a bunch of it. And so I'll be, in the house and I'll see, The Office is on, and it's funny as hell. Michael Scott's one of the most iconic sitcom characters ever. I think that made Steve Carell who he is today.
Yeah.
And the same can go for Krasinski, that made him famous. The same can be said for Rainn Wilson, who plays Dwight. Like a lot of people, mega stars, like got their start on the show. Even Mindy Kaling, I think her name is. She plays what's Kelly Kapoor. I think I think her name is Mindy Kaling. I actually know it is. I'm not even gonna second guess myself. I know it is. So yeah, it's a hilarious show. It's dry humor at its finest.
good.
I mean, my freshman year of college, Jim, my roommate, we watched The Office a lot. So it's a show that can get you through tough times if you need like an escapism to feel good. Like this is one of those sitcoms that can do it.
Stanley,
It's so funny.
Barack Obama is president. You cannot die.
What's like your favorite moment or
Oh
episode?
my God, the fire drill episodes.
Oh, the fire, yeah. Ryan started the fire.
So good. No, the one where Dwight makes the fire.
Okay. I was thinking of
It's a two-part. It's a two-parter. It's like the fire drill
He
episode.
like
or
throws
something.
the chair. Well, Michael throws like the printer and the chair at the window to try
Oh my
and get out.
God,
Yeah.
I can't.
That's funny as hell. That's a hilarious show. The Niagara Falls episode. I mean, there's so much to love. I could
So
go
good.
on and on. But
Pam and Jim, love them.
my final statement will be this: I've seen all of Parks and Rec. It's not an honorable mention. It's in my probably top 50 favorite shows of all time. The Office in 4. If we're talking NBA series, meaning there's 7 games, you have to win 4. The Office in 4 over Parks and Rec. Book it.
I don't understand anything you just said.
Someone will.
Again, count this as a third show. Office is also not on my list or in my honorable mentions, but I love The Office, and multiple episodes are episodes I can quote.
Yeah.
Easily. Easy money. Okay, my number 19, y'all bear with me on this one. Trust me, hear me out. It's 13 Reasons Why. Okay, let me explain. First of all, I did watch the show before, like I watched the show when it came out on Netflix, the very first season. She was a bit intense. And I think I actually maybe watched the second season. Can't remember. But again, this reverts back to pretty much it. Again, I'm a pretty much it homie till I fucking die, dude. They have tracks for 13 Reasons Why, and quite literally, they're the funniest tracks they've ever made in their entire lives, and I watch it pretty regularly. And also, season 4 is just unhinged. It's all unhinged after season 1. Season 1 already seemed unhinged, but it was unhinged in like a way. After that, it's like, what on earth is this show? Like, there's a murder mystery season. Shit's crazy. I love that show. It's just funny. It's just good, funny TV show stuff. You know what I mean? Not
I've
the
only
part where
seen
people.
episodes or moments of it, but I couldn't really tell you much about it. So.
Let me rephrase, because I know I just said that the show is funny. There are very sensitive topics in this show. The parts where people are dying and going through traumatic life experiences and being on drugs, not funny. But there's other moments in the show, specifically the later seasons, where it's funny. And also,
it seems to me like a show where it's like
it's just not good, but it's great.
it's so shitty you can make fun of it.
Yes. I also just love the guy that plays Clay Jensen, Dylan Minnette, lead singer of Wallows.
Scream 5-star.
Oh my God, I forgot he's in that because he's blonde.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Scream, also also a good franchise. God, there's too many of them, you guys.
That was your 19?
That was my 19.
All right, we're gonna. I don't know.
We need to talk less.
I'm gonna talk less until I get to the ones I love. So next is the Tarantino films, and this one feels weird because like it's a director, so they're not really connected. There's theories his movies are connected, but I'd say Quentin Tarantino has a fandom, and unfortunately, a lot of the times it's kind of the stereotype of this pretentious film bro student, but like that's not. I just like his style a lot, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is one of my favorite movies of all time. and it's my favorite of his. You got Inglourious Bastards, Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, Django Unchained. He makes banger movies. He's one of the best screenwriters of all time. And, I mean, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that movie is just cool as shit. That's really all I have to say. Like, I'm in the fandom because there are a lot of Tarantino fans. So if you guys haven't seen a Tarantino movie, you should try and check one out. He's one of the most iconic directors of all time, I would say.
My number 18 is Big Bang Theory. I tried to keep as many sitcoms off my list as I could because I really do watch a lot of sitcoms. Like we talked about, that 70s show, How I Met Your Mother, there's a bunch. However, outside of the other sitcom that I have on this list, Big Bang Theory is quite literally one of my favorite sitcoms. Its humor is what I identify as, and Sheldon Cooper is one of my favorite people ever. My car's name is Sheldon. I think Big Bang Theory is so fucking funny. And Emma, I know you're watching this podcast, and Emma, I know you're agreeing with me. Chris does not like that show, but it's okay. I just think it's because he doesn't understand the jokes.
Yeah, I don't give a damn about Big Bang Theory.
It's so funny. So good, so good, so good. Next, go.
Next for me is going to be my number 17, and that is going to be I'm going to steal the Declaration of Independence. National Treasure. I've never in my life wanted a sequel more than I want National Treasure 3. Complete the trilogy. Nick Cage clearly will do anything. So Disney, it's on you. The cards are, what is it called? The ball's in your court.
Mm-hmm.
The cards are in your hands.
The cards
to be
are stacked.
Yeah,
just deal
like
them?
make National Treasure 3. The world wants it. It would do $2 billion at the global box office. Screw the National Treasure show. I saw they're bringing Riley Poole back, which is cool. You got my attention, but
Do you think we'll ever find out what's on the page?
page 47?
Yeah.
No.
Fuck.
And that's like thinking about things that keep you up at night. Like, I'm not lying to you. Like, I'm not lying. Like, what was last night? April 22nd, 2022. We'll call it 2:05 a.m. I wake up in a cold sweat. It's hot, but I wake up in a cold sweat. Haunted by an image. Lightning flashes. I see a book. 47 in the bottom corner. Tattered pages like an old declaration from the 1700s. Nothing on the page, but I need to know. I'm reaching out like I'm in Get Out. I'm trying to see what's on that page. And it just haunts me at night. It keeps me up. And John Turteltaub, Jerry Bruckheimer, whoever you need to get in touch with. I mean, everyone out there, let's petition. Let's get this thing done. Send mail to Nick Cage. Do whatever we have to do. This is a franchise that deserves a third film. It is a massive part of my childhood. And I could sit here and talk about National Treasure for hours, but I'll spare you. It is a must. If we don't get National Treasure 3, like, screw any future. Like, you could stop the MCU today. Give me National Treasure 3. And I'd be okay with that.
Wow. Two things. One, I just scratched my nose, and it definitely probably looked like I picked my nose, and I just wanted to preface that. I don't want anyone to clip it and be like, she picked her nose. No,
Now they're going to.
it was a scratch. No, but I went like this, though, so it did look like I picked my nose because it was a scratch on the inside. Two, I also love National Treasure, and that's another one that's not on my list, but I do really like National Treasure.
You have the floor.
My number 17 is Criminal Minds. Such a good show. Towards the end, it's one of those things where it's kind of like, okay, we're doing the same thing over and over again. We're kind of running out of murder mysteries for the FBI to go look at. But I love Criminal Minds. I love Spencer Reid. I love Matthew Ray Gubler. I love all the characters in Criminal Minds. It's all very good. Very, very good show. And I haven't watched it in a couple months. That'll be the next show I rewatch maybe.
Yeah, go for it.
I love FBI. I love crime. Just clip that and that's it. I love
There is
like,
a fascination with, I don't even care if I mean
unsolved cases. Like, listen, I eat up a good unsolved case, or like a good or solved case. I love a good solved case as well. Like those documentaries on Netflix. John Benet Ramsey, I could talk about her all day. I just love it. I love it all. And so I love the FBI. I love the BAU, Behavioral Analysis Unit.
Oh, I was gonna say there's a stereotype of white woman being obsessed with true crime podcasts.
I don't listen to true
but
crime
like
podcasts.
I think that's a real thing though, right?
It is. My sister listens to them.
Very fascinating.
She falls into that category.
Very fascinating.
But I love true crime.
Fair enough.
I just do.
Heading on to my number 16, there's a lot of crime in this show. That's going to be The Boys. Arguably the most
Intense.
fucking diabolical show I've ever seen in my entire life. On par with Game of Thrones, even more so. There's like absolutely rancid shit that happens. Like
Yeah.
it is repulsive in this show what happens, but like that just adds to the grotesque nature of these superheroes, and the way that it is a commentary on like the superhero genre in general and how oversaturated it is, but also like how superheroes might actually act in the real world if they had these powers and they felt all high and mighty. They would just care about the money. Yeah, they're called Soups in the show.
Fun fact, when I first met Soups, like as in Matt Ramos, I literally was like, why did he take the name from The Boys? That's kind of fucked up.
I remember, I think you said you were on a stream with him. I didn't know he was at the point at this time. And I was like, is
The Boys?
No, I said like, yeah, is he like a The Boys fan account or something?
Yeah, and I was
like
no.
a The Boys YouTuber or something.
No, he literally just likes superheroes.
Fair enough.
So funny.
Fair enough.
I love Starlight so fucking much.
Homelander is one of the more intriguing characters, and like I can't wait to see season 3, just because this is a show that I think won't overextend its stay. I think that like it'll go 4 seasons.
I think Starlight's gonna go dark.
Really, I mean, and I think a lot of people are gonna die. Like this is gonna have a dark ending. I think so. We'll talk about some great TV show endings in a second, but like The Boys could have one of them of all time.
My number 16 is The Vampire Diaries. As you can tell, me and Chris are having very different lists.
Yes.
He's a classics. I'm a teenage girl at heart. Always have been, always will be. I love The Vampire Diaries. Team Damon or Team Stefan? He's only watched like the first like 1.5 seasons.
I was Stefan at first, but I haven't seen enough of the show.
The answer is Damon. It's always Damon.
What is it called when they're in heat, like vampire heat, where they're like, I want the human blood or some shit.
Oh my god, they're just hungry.
No. There's a term. There's a term when Stefan turns into something.
Oh, that's when he turns off his humanity.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that when he has he doesn't give a fuck about who he kills and how he kills them. Like he just doesn't care about humans.
That's what it is. I thought there was a term for it. Maybe I'm thinking of another
humanity.
show. Okay.
You might be thinking of another show. Regardless, I love The Vampire Diaries. I have not watched the originals, but guess what, guys? It's on my list because I found out that Daniel Sharman's in it, so I'm gonna watch it soon. I promise. I know he doesn't stay for long though. But I don't even want to watch it because the originals is the reason he left Teen Wolf. Pisses me off. And then his character got killed off after season 2, so he wasn't even there for that long.
Damn shame.
So I haven't watched the originals yet, but I should because I really like. This is only going to pertain to anybody that knows what The Vampire Diaries is, and I feel like we have a very small percentage of viewers that are going to know what The Vampire Diaries is. I love Elijah, so I should watch the originals. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that. I love vampires. You'll see more of that later on in my list.
Maybe one day I'll watch the whole thing. I've seen a few episodes.
It's really good. I think you'd like it.
Yeah. I'd have to be in the right state of mind to watch it.
I would want you to watch Teen Wolf more, though, but I'll get into that reason later.
I think we should start doing a trade-off system where, like, I make you watch a show I like in exchange. Because, like, I feel like movie-wise, I feel like we've shown each other maybe an equal amount, but, like, TV-wise, she's got me beat. Like, when it comes to, like,
yeah,
I want her to watch my number 15, which I'm going to talk about in a second, but I don't think she would. So, number 15 for me is Barry. It's one of my favorite shows on TV. Season 3 comes out literally the day before this episode drops, and I can't wait to watch it. I'm probably going to I might try a little review on YouTube, see what happens. It might be fun. But Barry is so slept on. I don't hear anyone talking about it. Here's my elevator pitch for Barry, because I don't want to tell you guys too much about the show so you can watch it. Bill Hader, one of the funniest men ever in my opinion.
Bill Hader's in it?
He's Barry.
Goddamn.
Bill Hader's Barry. Henry Winkler, who plays the Fonz in Happy Days. This is going to go over everyone's head probably because no one knows. He plays Gene Cousineau, who is a theater mind. He's like an acting teacher. But here's the plot of the show. Bill Hader plays a guy named Barry Berkman, who is a hitman. However, he has to go from Cleveland to Los Angeles. This is all in the first episode. And he has to get involved in a hit. It involves the Chechens, which is like this gang, essentially. And he follows his first hit into an acting class. And he kind of gets intrigued by this acting class. And he realizes, you know what? I think I want to pursue being an actor and leave this hitman life behind. Now, obviously, these two are going to butt heads. It's not going to be a clean path for him. So what happens? I'll give you a little pitch. Minor spoilers for the first episode. He ends up not killing the person that was in the acting class, but he ends up killing some of the Chechens, so the FBI is still involved with it all. But then he confesses how he wants to get out of this life because he's supposed to give a monologue to this acting teacher. So he's in the parking lot, and he's like, you know what? I was in the military. I'm sick of this life. I kill. I'm good at it. And, like, it seems like he's acting, and so Gene Cousineau says, you know, where's that from? Because he thought it was from a movie, and he's like, oh, improv, impressive. You can come to my class and in charge, whatever. So that's the pitch for the show. And a lot of crazy shit ensues. Obviously, the FBI's after. It's a crazy show. It's darkly comedic. I love it. I don't think anyone's seen it, but if you guys have, DM me. We'll talk Barry. Most slept on show on TV. It's on HBO Max, and I think Cam would like it. 15 for you.
Huh. My 15 is Once Upon a Time. A show that I watched. I can't remember if I watched it because I knew Sebastian Stan was in it or if it was a surprise when it happened. I actually think it was a surprise because I remember getting to the part where he's in it because he's only in like 6 episodes and I was like, the fuck? Great show. If you love Disney and you love like Disney fairy tales, like literally any Cinderella, Pinocchio, Alice in Wonderland, Snow White, any Disney fairy tale is in the show, and it's like good. They take it, they put a twist on it. If you don't know what it is, it's like all these fairy tale characters live in their fairy tale world, and then the evil queen puts a curse over their what's room for not town, what's
city?
No. What's the
village, province?
Yeah, village.
Homestead?
No, kingdom. Thank you, kingdom. Puts a curse over their whole kingdom, and then it sends them to the real world, and they get put in this town in, I believe, Maine, called Storybrooke. Sounds like a storybook, because they're storybook characters. But they're all put in this town, and all their memories are wiped. They have no idea who they are. They have no idea like who their fictional character past lives are, but this little kid, the main character of the show, fucking goated character, he has the storybook with all of their lives in it, and he like puts the pieces together, and then he goes and he finds his birth mom named Emma. She's the main character of the show, and gets her to come back to Storybrooke with him, and she's the chosen one. She like breaks the curse, and then like the rest of the show is like, you know, they're trying to get back to their kingdom, but like a lot of stuff happens that prevents that, blah, 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 blah. And it's so good. So good. There's a whole, one season is like dedicated to Peter Pan, and it's the best season of the entire show. Captain Hook shows up. I love that man.
I've seen a few episodes. I've seen the Sebastian Stan one's pretty sick.
Yeah, I need you to watch just the Peter Pan season.
Yeah. Oh, I might have to do that.
Because Peter Pan's evil. Yeah.
Pretty fucking crazy. Yeah.
Anyways, your turn for
my number 14 is something that is in every single episode of the podcast, and it makes her upset, and I'm going to sing a song for it.
Okay. Go ahead.
First of all, comedic genius. One of the most brilliant people alive, I would say. I'm going to sing a song for you, Cam.
This is your pretty much it.
CEO, entrepreneur, born in 1964, Jeffrey Bezos. CEO, entrepreneur, born in 1964, Jeffrey Bezos. Come on, Jeffrey, you can do it. Pave the way, put your back into it. Tell us why, show us how. Look at where you came from, look at you now. Zuckerberg and Gates and Buffett, amateurs can fucking suck it. Fuck their wives, drink their blood. Come on, Jeff, get 'em.
What's the one you sang me the other day that I was like, wait, that's Bo Burnham?
Oh my god, it's kind of I met a girl named Macy.
Oh yeah. I had no idea that was Bo Burnham. That's funny. That's a funny
He's
one.
literally everything. He's what's that one? She wants a guy who's sweet, a guy who's tough, a feminist who likes to pay for stuff.
You're kidding me.
No, a good boy, a bad boy, a good bad boy, a half good, half bad, half boy.
That's Bo Burnham?
He does everything catchy like that. Yeah.
No way.
Bo Burnham, yeah.
No fucking way.
I mean,
do another one.
Just keep concerting. I'm trying to think of another audio. He's like the one that's like, are you feeling nervous?
I knew that.
Are you having fun? Wake up at 11:30, feeling like a bag of shit.
Wow, you learn something new every day.
I'm a Bo Burnham. I'm a boho.
Oh God.
I'm a boho. That's all there is to it.
All right, my turn.
Yeah. I love you, Bo Burnham, if you're watching.
My 14 is Saw. If y'all know me, y'all know I love Saw. I recommend Saw to everybody that I talk about it to. If it's ever literally brought up ever, I'm like, have you seen Saw? You haven't? You need to watch it. At least watch the first 3. They're really good. I'm not even kidding.
Honestly, the first one, and
no.
I think the first one's the only one you have to watch.
I recommend the first 3 because they're all good. The first one's obviously the fucking best because it's Saw.
It's the best and it's the least disturbing.
Yeah. Honorable mention, shout out Carrie Elways. We met him, home dog, bestie, love you. Yeah, I love Saw. I love watching it with PMI, but I'd say I'm a pretty big Saw fan now outside of them. We saw Spiral in theaters because of them,
yeah.
And I really liked Spiral.
Our boy Chris Rock.
Yeah. And I just like saw it, and I recommend it to a lot of people. So
Yeah, it's one of those moments in our relationship that's like one of the definitive like top 10.
who are you? Where am I? What's going on here?
I went to bed in my shithole apartment, woke up in an actual shithole. It's one of those movies that you showed me,
I
surprisingly.
want to speak to Dr. Gordon.
And I was so shocked. Remember our reaction?
Oh my God. That is one of the things that will always be engraved into my mind for the rest of my life. And I'm so happy that I remember it. And I wish to the Lord above that I had recorded it because it was so funny. So I made Chris watch the first Saw movie without the PMI track because they're kind of stupid and they spoil the big spoiler in their track. And I wanted Chris to have a genuine reaction to the plot twist, and I'm not going to say it in the track because I literally would not want to rob anybody of that experience ever. However, at the end of the movie, when the plot twist happens, Chris is like laying on his couch and he like sits up and he's like, what? He like turns to me, he's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, yeah, that's right, bitch.
I was like, honestly, agape.
He was shocked.
I didn't know what to say. Yeah.
He had no clue.
It was wild.
It was the best moment of my life. I was like, yes, because
It
I
was
was like, I
crazy.
finally suggested a good movie to him. It was great. It was I was
awesome.
a very proud moment. All right, 13, go.
My 13 is a show that, as the day of this comes out, the embargo lifts, I want to say, so I can talk about it, and that is Ozark, the Netflix series that is 4 seasons long. It did not overextend its stay, and all I'll say is it's rare for TV to be consistently damn good from beginning to end, and that's the case with this. Kind of follows suit of a few TV shows I'm going to talk about in a second, or one in particular. Jason Bateman's the guy. I love him so much. I've been on a Jason Bateman kick recently, from his comedies to just Ozark in general. Like, I love him so much. Yeah, I heard it.
We should have put the mic up to my spine.
Yeah, we should have.
Next time.
It is one of those shows that I honestly believe this with my full chest, and I'll say this in my review, and I'm also going to have a really cool spoiler talk with someone as well. It's one of the shows where the ending will go down in history when it comes to debating the meaning of it. It's a crime drama, just the writing is it's so intense. Like, anyone could get killed at any given moment. It's one of those shows like Game of Thrones where there's like tons of risks taken, but I think that it all pays off, and it's one of the most well-crafted shows from start to finish. Give it a chance. It's a little long episodes, darker show, but love it.
So good. What are we at, 13?
Yep.
All right, 13 is the other sitcom I have on my list, Friends. I know, shocking. I love Friends. Friends, I could eat up till I die. Chandler Bing is what I aspire to be in a sense of humor. Rachel Green is what I aspire to be in a sense of fashion. And I just love that show so much. And those 6 characters I love literally so much.
Does it feel like a family when you're watching the show?
I could quote the show so well for you. It's so good. You guys don't listen to what anybody says when they're like, Friends is stupid. It's not. It's funny and it's good. And it's one of the only sitcoms like it's like they're ending right. And I stand by that.
Does it feel like a family when you're watching the show?
Yeah.
That's good.
I love them.
Yep.
You cry with the characters. Were they on a break? Who's to say? Not me.
I've seen a few episodes. It's not the worst thing ever. I just don't love it.
It's so good, you guys.
Yeah. I don't love it. But you know what I do love is my number 12. If I could get into that, that'd be cool. Can I?
Yeah.
My number 12 is the show right above Ozark. Ozark takes some inspiration from it, in my opinion. That is Breaking Bad. One of the best TV shows of all time. I think has the best ending I've ever seen in a TV show. And arguably a perfect television show is Breaking Bad. I've seen the El Camino movie. I have not seen Better Call Saul. I'm sure it would probably be on this list if I actually gave it the time of day.
Definitely.
One of my great friends, Noah, shout out Noah, he always says, you got to watch it. Your dad says I got to watch it. Other people I know, Zach says I have to watch it. So I will watch it eventually. Andy, like multiple people, 4 to 5 to 6 people have said, you got to watch Better Call Saul.
My dad told you to watch it.
Yeah, I just said that.
Oh, sorry.
You're fine. Yeah, so I'll watch it eventually, but Breaking Bad, I mean, just the arc of Heisenberg, Walter White's one of the most well-written characters ever. I won't say what happens in case you haven't seen it, but I'm a Jesse Pinkman guy. Love him. He's probably my favorite character in the show.
Nice.
Hey, yo, Mr. White. I love the lines, and again, I don't want to say too much, but if you've seen the show, you'll know it's one of the best written shows of all time.
My number 12, which by the way, once we got past, actually no, I mean my entire list is a rewatch list, but we're now getting into the very much heavy shows that I rewatch, I feel. My number 12 is The Boys. Love that show. I love Starlight so much. I love all the characters in that show. It's like if someone asked me what's your favorite like superhero show. Yeah, good. Listen, love Daredevil. The answer is probably The Boys. Love Falcon Winter Soldier. The answer is probably The Boys. It's just so good. Like the first episode of the first season, that scene with Huey and his girlfriend. Like that's what I show to people when I try to convince them to watch the show. I'm like, just watch this real quick. Just real quick. Just real quick. And it's so good. If you haven't watched The Boys, I highly advise you to do that before June because that's when season 3 comes out. And I'm so excited for season 3. It's going to be unhinged. The show is unhinged.
I think that might be the first thing that we've both had on our list, The Boys, because
Oh,
I
is
talked
it?
about it earlier. So yeah.
Look at us.
Yep, The Boys is fantastic TV, guys. It's unlike all the MCU Disney Plus shows we get. It's very dark, but it's damn good. You just need to
Wow,
give it
we
the time
have
of day.
very different taste.
We do. Next on my list is another one that's on Cam's. I think it's a little higher, and that is the
Don't
show.
spoil.
Well, it's not on Cam's list, guys. That is Game of Thrones. She hates it so much. She hates
going.
Game of Thrones.
Just talk.
Game of Thrones. It's a show that for 7 seasons I think was the highest quality TV arguably ever. And if it stuck to landing with season 8, which we're not going to get into because we don't have 5 hours.
Let us know if y'all want a specifically Game of Thrones themed podcast where me and Chris argue the ending of season 8.
Yeah, that would be fun. Would have to drink to get through it though.
You would.
With you I would, honest to God. Just because.
Just talk about Game of Thrones.
Okay, fine. Game of Thrones, it's just this expansive world, and what I love about the first early seasons is it takes so long for
Continue, sorry.
It takes so long for characters to get from point A to point B, and it's about the journey. I feel like a lot of the negativity associated with the show only comes from season 8. So if I take that out of my head, like, it's got some of the greatest characters of all time, some of the most iconic moments in TV, the twists and turns, genuine shock value that
dude,
benefits the
fucking
story.
insane.
It's one of the few shows where I was like, what the hell? Like, I jaw on the floor, actually.
It's what Marvel shows think they are.
multiple times, yeah. And it's just this expansive lore, the world building. I love so many different groups of characters, the pockets across basically the world is what it feels like. It's perfect TV till the very end, and then it kind of. But apparently, Cam's the biggest Game of Thrones season stand of all time, which is not how it was originally. I'm calling her out. It was not how it was originally.
True.
And
That is literally not true.
yeah, You didn't love it at the beginning. I don't want to get into it now, but you did not love it.
I know. I'll get into it when I get to talk. My number 11 is Outer Banks. Wait, I have to do this for PMI reasons. Hang on a second. Hold the mic close for me. Outer Banks. No one's gonna get that except for me. I love Outer Banks. Again, obviously, there are PMI tracks for it, like there is for everything I watch. But outside of it, I love Outer Banks. Y'all know I have a whole video on my YouTube channel of me reacting to the entirety of season 2 of Outer Banks. Go watch it if you haven't. It's great, and I plan to do that with more shows in the future because that did really well for me. I don't know what it's at, but I know it did decent. God, I love Outer Banks. I love the characters. I love the concept of the show. Again, if you give me a good show about teenagers with drama, I eat it up, dude. I will eat it up till I die. So good. And Outer Banks is also, again, unhinged. The things that happened in season 2, unhinged. Season 1 ended with you thinking characters died. It's so good. I just love the show, and I love the actors that are in the show. I follow them like in their lives like pretty like regularly. I love Madeline Klein. I think she is so beautiful. I think Chase Stokes is very funny, and Judy, that's his name. Rudy. Sorry.
Rudy Bangkok.
Why am I thinking Judy? Oh, it's because his name's JJ. I'm a dumbass. Yeah, Rudy. He's in Uncharted, right?
Yeah.
He's great. Love him. Love them all so much.
I think his name's like Rudy Pancott or something.
No,
like
it
that.
is.
Yeah.
I said Judy because I was thinking JJ and then the rest of his name
Uh-huh.
because I'm stupid. But I love Outer Banks. Very good show. Next is your 10. We are in the top 10, everybody. I repeat, we are in the top 10.
And after talking about everything I just talked about, I disagree with my placement of this, but it's set
You
in
can change
stone.
it around if you want.
I don't want to go through the ins and outs, but I mean, I'll just kind of rig it here. Like, number 10 for me is Disney animated movies, which feels like wrong being above Game of Thrones, all the shows I just talked about, actually. But the reason I'm kind of putting it this high is because of nostalgia, but also, in a weird way, We originally had it as just Disney, so I was thinking my love for the Disney parks, because I'm a fan of Disney.
You can include that.
And so I'm kind of encapsulating all of that when I say
Yeah, that's
Disney.
fine. That's fine.
Is I love going to Disney World, and it's just the way it makes me feel is almost unmatched. But I love the movies like The Lion King and Disney music I listen to in my car, The Jungle Book, Pinocchio.
We only changed it to Disney animated.
Camelot, Sleeping Beauty, so Tangled, all these great movies with banger soundtracks. Beautiful stories that are a big part of my childhood, and then Disney World. So it's got to be in the top 10, and I'm paying respect to it. I mean, Disney encapsulates more than just the animated movies. It's just a whole feeling, and there's something about just Disney, from the parks to the music to the movies, that makes me feel happy inside.
Yeah, we shouldn't have made it Disney animated. We should have made it like Disney original content, because like there's the franchises that are owned by Disney. Yeah. There's stuff that's owned by Disney, like Marvel and Star Wars and stuff. But like Disney, like original content, like Disney movies, content, like their parks and stuff. Like that's what we mean when we say Disney. All right, my number 10. Now listen, it's Teen Wolf, right? And it's okay. I know I haven't finished the show yet. Cameron, you can't put it in your top 10 if you haven't even finished it. I'm working on it, Jenna. I'm working on it, okay? You know season 4 sucks. I have like 2 episodes left, and I've been busy studying for finals. But I'm almost done with it. But the reason it's in 10 is because I already know that it's one of my favorites. Like even with like regardless of not finishing it yet, it's already that good, so it's already that high. I love Teen Wolf. I love all the characters. It's just really good. Season 3, so good, dude. So good. Such a good season. And this is a show that I want you to watch because it's lacrosse. And that's another reason why it's so high. Because listen, like I said, I love One Tree Hill. I eat up a good basketball moment. I love a good football moment. What's another TV show that I had? Anything like baseball? Yeah, sure. I eat up a good baseball moment. Lacrosse? Fucks. I'm sorry. I don't care. I grew up on lacrosse. You also grew up on lacrosse, I would assume.
I played it, but yeah.
I think it's safe to say I have a type. But I grew up on lacrosse because, long story short, my uncle's a lacrosse coach. My mom's from upstate New York, and I think lacrosse used to be really popular mostly in the north, and now it's pretty popular down south.
Yeah, everyone kind of sucks ass at it in the south, but
they're good at it up north.
Yeah.
And so because of my mom and because my uncle being the lacrosse coach, like we just always had lacrosse on the TV, or we would always like be talking about it, or we would go and watch my uncle play, like his teams play, stuff like that. And I just love lacrosse, and so I love a good lacrosse moment. And the earlier seasons of Teen Wolf have a lot of lacrosse in them, and I think you would love it because you also love wolves. Because as much as we don't want to talk about it, he was a Team Jacob stan until I educated him. He is more of a werewolf fan than a vampire fan, which I think that's pretty normal for guys. So you're not abnormal.
Yeah, and I like Lupin and Harry Potter. Like I've just been intrigued by that for a while. So.
Okay, look at you with your little werewolf knowledge. Okay,
werewolves
king.
are intriguing creatures.
And so the next show that I'm going to try to convince Chris to watch is Teen Wolf.
We shall see if that happens.
You have to see why I like Isaac Leahy so much.
I have a long list of other shows I want to watch.
Y'all are very
too.
similar.
Time is limited. There's a lot of TV shows.
I know, so you have to watch Teen Wolf now before you run out of time.
Okay.
All right, go. You're next.
Pixar, number 9, Pixar. This is Toy Story, Incredibles, Ratatouille, Up, not the Cars movies, they suck. And then all of the Pixar films, I'm just really, really into it. And I take them over Disney, like, animated movies because, again, I did my whole Pixar rewatch last summer, and I got really into it. And then there's the Pixar theory, which is super intriguing, that all the Pixar movies are connected. You get into all that, it's pretty bonkers. But from Toy Story to Ratatouille to Up to Monsters, Inc., like, all those movies, from their bopping soundtracks to just the gorgeous animation to, like, the resonant stories emotionally. Like, Up, we both can, like, I can say Up, and she's probably about to cry.
Stop
like,
it.
There's just moments in Pixar movies that are unrivaled when it just comes to drawing emotions out of you. And very special movies, and massive part of my childhood. Nostalgia is real. Pixar, greater than Disney animated movies. Hot take, I guess, but
I want to say Pixar is not on my list for 2 reasons. One, I haven't seen quite a couple of last Pixar movies, and 2, I can't watch a Pixar movie without violently sobbing, so I don't really want to put it on my list. Actually, every single Pixar movie, and there's the few that are extremely considered in this, they all make me cry. Even if you think they're happy, no, they're not. And I'll sob. I'll violently sob every time.
That is true.
I can't even look at Up. Can't even do it. But I do love Pixar though. It's just not on my list because I just wanted to include my shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah, people understand.
Where are we at? Number 9?
Yep.
My number 9, speaking of werewolves and vampires, it's Twilight, everybody. I will argue to my death that the first Twilight movie is an unironically good movie. And if you think it's bad, literally don't talk to me. I don't like you.
We just lost more than half our viewership.
I'm sorry. It's good because it's campy. When it gets into the other movies, it takes itself too seriously. But the first one is good because it's campy. And I just love the franchise. Dude, it's so good. I love Twilight. I just do. That's it.
Yeah. Number 8 for me is a franchise that I didn't watch for the first time until I was like 18 years old. And dun, 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 dun,
Speak your truth, King.
Dun, dun.
Speak your truth.
Harry
my
Potter
Gryffindor
slaps. While it is not as high on my list as some might think, and arguably, not even arguably, I think it's consistently a better franchise than some that are higher on my list. It's just there's some that are higher, and that's okay. You know,
That's fine. You didn't grow up with Harry Potter. You don't
I
have
did
the
not, yeah.
nostalgia.
I mean, but I love it, and if you watch our ranking video, clearly we both have our fair passions on the franchise. She's more passionate than me, and that's okay. I just really, really love the world that it sets up from the early on movie. Sorcerer's Stone and Chamber of Secrets make you feel like a kid, even though, like, again, I didn't grow up with them. It's this big nostalgic feeling, like a warm hug when you watch it. John Williams' score is iconic early on in the franchise, and it's just such a damn great story. I'm so sucked into this world of Harry Potter. And the Universal, like going there, kind of like how you can go to Disney World. You can go to Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade, and you can go into like Hogwarts and ride the ride. Like, it's just such an immersive world. It makes you feel all kinds of way.
So true.
I love Harry Potter 1 through 8. Those are the only Harry Potter movies.
Oh my God, you're so annoying.
Never mind. Go ahead.
It's okay. My number 8 is The Hunger Games. I love The Hunger Games so much. And I just know Jen is watching this and going, Katniss Everdeen, such an important character in my life growing up. Like, I think the first movie came out in 2012, correct? So I was in middle school, and
6th grade.
That was a very defining moment of my life. I taught myself how to braid because of The Hunger Games. I remember braiding my hair in the exact same, when we went to the movie, I remember I braided my hair and I wore a dress very similar to what Katniss wore to the Reaping. She didn't have her iconic just one side braid. It was 2 braids, French braid, 2 braids wrapped up in the back. Which is actually how Prim wears her hair later on in the series quite a bit. And I taught myself how to braid so I could wear my hair like that because that was the hairstyle we saw a bunch in the trailer. And I was living and I was giving Katniss Everdeen, and it was a great time. And then after that, literally only wore my hair in a side braid for about a couple months. Like, very important movies to me. Such a good franchise idea. Not a single one of those movies is a failure, and I don't care what anybody says. I know a lot of people are like, the Mockingjay movies were bad. No. They aren't.
I thought they sucked at first, but then I rewatched them a few months ago, and I was like, oh, they're not as bad as I remember.
They're pretty fucking good.
I actually enjoyed them. Yeah, it's just like...
They're different because there's no games, but that's fine. That's okay. People aren't dying, so it's all right.
People are dying. A lot of people are dying them, but yeah.
But not due to the games. What team are we, Chris?
So worse than the games, but...
what team are we?
We're Team Katniss.
Okay, period. He said okay, feminism. No, one time I think but we had not watched the Hunger Games movies together.
I wasn't serious. I know what you're about to say.
I asked him. I said, "Are you Team Peter, or Team Gale?" And he was like, "Team Gale," and I went,
"Yeah."
That's worse than Team Jacob.
I did that solely to get a reaction out of you.
That's bullshit. You know it.
I was never Team Gale.
You quite literally called PETA a pussy.
As a joke.
I don't believe you.
Okay.
You were not joking. You weren't.
Jesus Christ.
I had to make you watch the movies and convince you.
You didn't. I literally said, I swear to God, I said
bluffing.
At some point, I was like, I don't actually think that. You know that, right?
Yeah, but you didn't understand why we are Gale antis. You didn't understand it. You didn't understand. Do you understand now why?
Yes.
All right, good.
I don't think he's the worst person in that franchise. Al McCoy has entered the chat.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Or Snow, but yeah, you know what
That's fine. But of the non-political...
He's just kind of selfish.
Yeah, he sucks ass. Dude. He's the reason Prim is dead. He sucks. Stop it. Stop. Too soon.
If you're watching, if you're listening, you have no clue what just happened. But I did the.
Can you do that? That's the best I can do. I can't whistle. So good.
Thank you. Here all week.
Are
All
you
right.
coming to the tree?
Why is that so fucking dramatic? Like,
They strung up
wait,
a
ready?
man.
Let's do a rap version of it.
They say you murdered
I'll
three.
start the beat and then you go. Ready?
Are you coming to the tree? They strung up a man. They say murdered three. Strange.
I ran out of breath.
All right, you go on to your next one, please. I beg.
Fuck the patriarchy. Key ring on the ground. Keychain on the ground. I try.
It's okay. You're doing so good.
I thought of that because
It's the effort that counts.
doesn't Taylor Swift sing? I was gonna make a Taylor Swift joke. Doesn't she like sing a credit song for Hunger Games or something? Something
Yes.
about fire.
Safe and sound.
Oh, Safe and Sound. Coldplay has one too.
Really?
Yeah, I think.
So
Don't quote me
cool.
on that.
Safe and Sound is a fucking bop, and it's like not even.
Here's my
available
number
in the
7. You
US.
ready?
Yeah. What's up?
Stranger Things, motherfuckers.
Hell yeah.
It is one of the best shows of all time already, in my opinion, just through 3 seasons. Season 4 hype is unreal. I hate to like gatekeep, but
What are we gatekeeping?
guys, because I watched this show in 2016 when it came out.
So did I, by the way. I just want to put that out there.
No one else. And if you didn't watch it in 2016, like, I'm sorry, guys, but you're just not as big of a fan as you aren't as big of a fan.
You don't get to. You don't deserve season 4.
If you started the show at season 2 or 3 or even in 4, like, guys, you just can't like it. And I'm sorry to be the one to break that news to you, but
Are you
just can't.
Who are you
like
making
it.
fun of?
I'm making fun of all the
Annoying
fucking assholes
MCU
that
stands?
were like gatekeeping Daredevil when everyone started
Oh,
watching.
right.
I'm not gonna. I don't know anyone. who
No,
was,
yes,
but,
we
like,
do, and we're not going to say their name.
No, I don't know anyone.
We
I
know a
promise.
couple people. It's okay.
No, I don't. It's just like that's such insane logic to me that people actually get mad that people are watching shows. I will never understand it. I don't care about, oh, but this person, my background with them. I don't care. And I'm even adding you right now. I don't give a shit. I don't care. It's a show. Move on. Anyway, topic for another time.
How did I get roped into that? What the fuck did I do?
I'm not saying anything on stream.
What did I do? No.
You didn't do anything. It's nothing.
Okay.
It's nothing.
We'll talk about it off
Yeah, we
stream.
will.
We'll
We're
talk
not
about
even
it
on a live stream.
off pod.
My number 7, Stranger Things. My ranking, real quick, is season 3, then season 1, then season 2.
Justice for season 2, honestly, just because season 2, episode 7 is
It's-
literal
no.
the
It's not a
episode
bad
from hell.
season. It's just the worst of the 3.
Steve looks his best in season 2.
Who knows where it's gonna end? I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say the same jibber jabber. Like, you guys know Stranger Things is the shit, and it's
it is.
one of the coolest fandoms too. Like the theories, and
Yeah.
it's just like season 4 is going to be huge, and I think by the end it's going to be rivaling Game of Thrones level hype for the final
Yeah.
season. So, Stranger Things, baby, woo!
All right, my number 7, because like I said, this is a recent list. Percy Jackson, because quite literally, ever since I started rereading the books, it's all I've talked about, it's all I've thought about, and I will never shut up about it. I started making Camp Half-Blood in my Minecraft world, and it's going swimmingly. I haven't touched that world in quite a while because I've been busy with school. Working my way through the books, again, slowly because of school. However, when I'm out of school, it's over for everybody. I've been covering Percy Jackson on my YouTube channel as we've been getting announcements. I am patiently waiting every day until we get Annabeth announcements and Grover announcements. I'm petrified that I'm going to be asleep when they announce Annabeth and Grover, and it makes me want to vomit.
You have to make a TikTok immediately. I made a TikTok. You got like
I know,
so many views out
I
of
didn't
nowhere.
make any TikToks. Now that I have a Camp Half-Blood shirt, though, I feel like I can actually make a TikTok, so that's fine.
Fuck yeah.
I love the books, movies. I haven't seen the second movie yet because I don't want to watch it until I finish maybe the third book. First movie, meh, good, entertaining movie. Obviously, again, not book accurate, but I'm not really a stickler for stuff like that. Honestly, there's a couple things where I'm like, why are we doing this? But I love it, and I love the fandom. I'm really big in the fandom on Twitter, and it seems like a good and happy place, honestly. And I'm just excited for the future of the Percy Jackson fandom. Like, it's got a lot of future ahead of it, and I think that's a rare thing for a fandom right now. Like, I mean, like, obviously you've got Marvel and Star Wars that will always have a future ahead of it, but like, They're like a lot of other things. It's like they're done. Like Hunger Games, for example. Like love that fandom, but it's a done fandom. Like the books are done.
Twilight, same thing.
Yeah,
But when you think about Percy Jackson, untapped potential.
I'm gonna be watching Percy Jackson probably until I have a kid. You know what I mean? Like
Percy Jackson, and then all the spin-offs they could do, because there's like other books kind of in the realm of it. Even there's a series that it's very similar in like Egyptian mythology called like the Red Pyramid, I want to say. You could do all that. So there's a lot.
Percy Jackson has the potential to be the Harry Potter for our kids. I'm just putting that out there.
Valid.
Yeah.
My number 6 is one of my favorite trilogies of all time, and that is the Back to the Future trilogy of films. Just the Alan Silvestri theme alone, when I hear it, the bum, it goes like, it's like this drum, and it goes bum bum. Hold on. I can't emulate it. I'm sorry. I look like a fucking idiot up here, guys.
I can't even think of the fact that
I get it confused in my head because I don't know why. Like, this is going to be a joke, and I'm sorry if this offends someone. I think I'm musically dyslexic. I can't like.
You're tone deaf.
I'm tone deaf. I can't like. I know if I heard it right now, like I could, but like it comes out as TASM 2 for some reason when I try and hum it. It's this weirdest fucking thing.
They are very close though.
It's super close.
They're very close.
Yes, like because TASM 2 is bum 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 bum. But Back to the Future like takes 5 of those notes.
It's like bum bum.
No, Back to the Future is bum 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 bum.
Oh, that sounds. I can tell the distinct difference. You just did perfectly.
But no,
fine.
I did it's the opening part of Back to the Future. Back to the Future that bothers me. It's like. Bum 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 bum
bum bum.
See, it turns into TASM tone. It's the weirdest damn thing.
Yeah, it does.
It's very upsetting actually, but
we love Back to the Future.
Time travel, DeLorean, Marty McFly, Great Scott.
Second best time travel ever done in a movie.
It gets a little confusing, but I try not to dwell on it too much. And it's just a comfort trilogy. We rewatched it recently, and I love it.
Did you catch my second best?
What's number 1? Endgame?
No.
Inception?
No.
Adam Project?
No.
Second best time travel, you said?
I said Back to the Future is the second best time travel. What's the first?
Don't
worry about it. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
My number, what are we at? 6?
Yep.
My number 6 is Game of Thrones. Listen, I'm a Game of Thrones stan till I die.
I am too.
Love that show so much.
To death.
I rewatch Game of Thrones very frequently. I rewatch it more than Chris does.
I usually catch some great episodes with you too.
Yeah, he catches it when I watch it.
I love the show. Love it.
I'm not saying you don't. God damn. I like season 8. Listen, there's things I would change, right? No one's happy about Bran sitting on the throne. Spoilers for Game of Thrones if you haven't seen it. Cry about it. I don't know. It's been out for a long time. Listen, no one's happy about Bran sitting on the throne, right? It's weird. Whatever. No one's happy about Jaime going back to Cersei. No one liked that. All right? I get it. However, in my mind, what I remember a lot of people bitching about for season 8, when it came out, everyone was pissed that Daenerys died and Jon didn't sit on the throne. They were pissed that Jon left and went back to the wall and went beyond the wall to live with the rest of the wildlings, and everyone was so mad. They're like, nah, Jon should have sat on the throne. Jon was the king. And I'm like, literally? You didn't watch the fucking show. Jon's character, the entire show, every single season, he does not want to be in a leadership position. He doesn't even want to be in charge of the wall, but he gets put in charge of the wall. Like, he doesn't want that. He doesn't want to be king. That's not him. He is a wildling at heart ever since he fell in love with Ygritte, and that's it. That's literally it. End of discussion. His ending was good, and I will die on that hill, and I will fight for his ending till my death. It makes sense. It makes the most sense for his character. It would have made, I know it's what everyone wanted, because it was like the biggest deal that he was in line for the throne, and it was a whole big deal that he was what's it called?
Targaryen.
A Targaryen. It was a big deal. Right? Okay. But it doesn't make sense with his character. He hasn't been a Targaryen this whole time. He's always been Jon Snow.
Here's what I say.
It just made sense for him to go beyond the wall. It's literally the only thing that makes sense for his character, especially after killing Daenerys. And that's that. Sansa's ending, great ending.
Best ending in the show.
Love her. Queen.
Yeah, Queen North deserved it, yeah.
Literally.
I like the Clegane Bowl too, but here's what I have to say. And I don't want to get.
And I remember a lot of people. Sorry, I know. I remember a lot of people bitching about Daenerys going mad was too rushed. And I'm like, baby, she has been mad since day one, and you clearly did not pay enough attention to her character if you think that anything in season 8 was rushed. It was a lot at once happened to her in season 8, and so she spiraled quickly. So it made sense that she burned literally the entire town. Continue.
I don't even want to get into it right now just because we don't have time. But
Yeah, let us know if you want a separate podcast episode. It would be a good one.
yeah, it would be. It would get very heated.
No, I didn't. I'm calm.
I was going to say that you said Daenerys spiraled. I say similarly to the writers of the show who they got hired for Star Wars and they rushed through Game of Thrones. HBO wanted to keep the show 10 episodes a season and keep going, which they should have. And then they got fired from Star Wars, and they probably won't work meaningful writing jobs again, which is justice. So.
But then there's so many good episodes in season 8. Like
There's 6 episodes.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. It's just like.
Good moments.
Okay, there you go.
God damn. He's so annoying. Like, genuinely, why are boys? Why? Like, actually, boys are so fucking irritating. I can't stand them. Actually, for real? Like, you're so... There's 6 episodes. Shut the fuck up. Okay, then there's 6 good episodes.
Oh my God. Okay. That's fine. You're entitled to that opinion.
It's fine.
You're entitled to that
Chris,
opinion.
if you don't understand, it's okay. You can say you don't understand the show. It's fine. You can admit that. You're in a safe place. It's okay.
You win, Cam. I don't want to argue with you today.
Because I would win. Anyways, what's your number 5? Top 5? Top 5?
My number 5 is it's basically Batman, but it's DC. It's like both of them. So like DC encompasses all of Batman, but you've also got like the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker.
Oh my God, jump scare.
And you also have you have like Superman, which is cool, but we haven't seen a meaningful Superman film in basically a decade. But I love the Batman, the Dark Knight trilogy, the Arkham games. So that's basically what I'm talking about mainly is Batman. Like I think he's one of the greatest heroes of all time. And that's really all there is to it. Just like there's something about playing through those Arkham video games too, where it's like Detective Batman, world's greatest detective. It's dark as hell, and it's weirdly relatable to Batman. I don't know how to describe it, but a lot of dudes just like Batman, and I'm one of them, and that's fine. And that's fine.
Is it?
Maybe it's because Robert Pattinson plays him in the new movie. Maybe
Are
that's
you in love
why.
with Robert Pattinson? Be honest.
Loki, yeah.
Yeah,
I am.
Taste.
No, Batman has some of the best villains of all time, and he's just got such a great origin story. And then DC in general has some of the best heroes with a lot of wasted potential with their movies and Warner Bros. Handling of it all. But I love the Suicide Squad, of course. A group of like cons and villains, supervillains doing a hit. Christian Bale's Batman.
Yeah.
And Peacemaker is one of the better shows this year. So DC has a lot to love. They don't have a very clear vision right now. Who knows what the hell they're actually doing. But Batman is mainly why I put it at number 5. Arkham video games, playing if you haven't, some of the best storytelling in superhero in general. In the world.
Shout out to the Batman. Great movie. My number 5 is Stranger Things. I watch this show about twice a month. Genuinely. I think that's a very... I think that's accurate. Is it not?
I think, yeah, more maybe. Weekly.
Again.
One episode
it's a show.
weekly at least, yeah.
Stranger Things has PMI tracks, and I love a good PMI track. So
by the way, it is officially the next day.
Oh my God, it's Sunday.
Yeah.
Wow, look at us. I love Stranger Things, and I watch it with the PMI tracks. But I remember watching it at the beginning of our relationship because we started dating.
We watched season 2 when it came out. Like
yes.
In 2017, we watched that together. We were both excited for it.
Yes, we watched it together. We watched obviously season 1 separately. We watched season 1 separately because it came out in I want to say October. When did season 1 come out? June?
July of 2016.
We weren't together for that, unfortunately. We watched Stranger Things together ever since, and I rewatch it all the fucking time, y'all. It's so good, so good. I eat that show up and spit it back out and then eat it up again. I love it so much.
Do you?
Yes.
You haven't said you've loved it.
I just don't even know how to explain it.
It's
I don't
okay.
even know how to put it in words. It's so good. The characters are so good. The concept is so good. I love how it's actually based off of something real. Did you know that?
I just love how it's a love letter to like, and I hate to say love letter because that's become
love letter.
Well, like, fuck. You know, that's the way that's what it is.
Okay, what
Some
is it?
things aren't love letters, and people say it a lot. I know, but like,
What's it a
it's
love
a
letter
love
to?
letter to just the 1980s, because this is the first thing that really brought in this whole wave of 80s nostalgia. Like before Stranger Things, we weren't getting project after project that was like, oh, we got to go 80s with
Yeah.
it. Like you have references. It's literally E.T. in the first season, but it's also like Jaws at times. Like Hopper, I view as like Chief Brody. You've got like the 80s horror with like the poltergeist stuff.
It's just
all that.
every character I care about in the show. Every single character, except for any character that showed up in season 2, episode 7, but we don't talk about that episode. Every other character in the show, I care about. Well, Jonathan, you know.
Mjolnir? Yeah.
Jonathan, I don't really give a fuck about. And they're kind of ruining Nancy for me because she's kind of getting annoying. But other than that, I love every single character in the show. Joyce, Hopper, Bald Eagle, Steve, Dustin, all the kids. I am actually a Max stan till I die. I love Max. I love when they brought her in. I loved her in season 3. And when I watched the trailer for season 4 and Max was the main character all of a sudden, I was like, this is what I deserve. This is what I deserve. I love Sadie Sink. I love Max. Very excited.
I think it's cool how like we've come so far with so many characters. Like some of the best arcs in TV, I think, is in Stranger Things. Like look at Steve,
Billy.
of course. I mean, there's characters have a long way to go still, which excites me. So it's one of the best shows on TV without a doubt. My number 4 is Pirates of the Caribbean. Now the 4th and 5th movies don't exist in my
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh fuck.
Is it actually Caribbean?
It's Pirates of the Caribbean, and then the Caribbean Islands. That's how a lot of people say it.
Oh.
If you say Pirates of the Caribbean, cool, but I disagree with you strongly. Pirates of the Caribbean 1, 2, and 3 are my childhood. I have the DVDs. I took them on every road trip, and that's like the trilogy that I watched all the time. I saw the third one in theaters. It was epic. Captain Jack Sparrow, one of those lovable movie characters with his quips. And the first movie like was legit, like great. Like Johnny Depp got nominated for an Oscar.
Good. He did.
He did for that, yeah. So it's quotable. It's just fun. It's swashbuckling adventure movies with huge budgets, and it looks expensive. Like it looks like they're actually sailing out in the seas, and we just don't get a movie like that anymore. So it's a special like live action Disney blockbuster time period. The score, immaculate. That's all I have to say. Damn good music. What's your number 4?
Sorry.
You're fine. It's midnight.
I do want to say I love Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
My number 4 is Disney. And so we have Disney animated. Write it down. Wow. Wrote. Holy shit. It is midnight. Leave me alone. We have Disney animated written? What is the...
You have it written down.
Thank you. But again, like Chris said, it does encompass the parks and just everything Disney sort of, but specifically Disney animated. I eat up a good Disney animated movie. Favorite Disney animated movies pertain to Tangled. You guys know Rapunzel is my girl. Sleeping Beauty. Aurora is my girl. Aurora's been my girl since day one. She always has been. She always will be. And the day that I get a proper live action Sleeping Beauty movie is the day that I can rest happily. Also, the only option for a Prince Philip, only option, is Daniel Sharman. And I will take no criticism. I have a video that is a perfect explanation to it. And if you want to put it in right here, it's a 3-second video. I'm gonna send it to you. You're gonna put it in the podcast. This is the only part you have to edit. This video is proof that he's the only Prince Philip live action allowed ever. Anyways, love Aurora. Love her so much. And then, Belle. Literally any Disney animated movie I will watch forever.
Speaking of things that make me happy, my number 3. Bum. Ba-da-da-dum. Bum. Ba-da-da-dum. Bum. Ba-da-da-dum. Bum. Ba-da-da-dum. Bum. Ba-da-bum. Ba-ba-dum.
I didn't even know there was an intro to that part of the song.
Bum ba-dum bum 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 ba-da-bum bum ba-dum bum ba-da-dum ba-dum 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 ba-dum. I went to the end already.
The best Disney park show is
Indiana Jones Epic Stunts Spectacular.
yes.
I kind of starred words there, but also the ride in Disneyland is epic too. You get to go on this Jeep, and Harrison Ford's talking to. He's like all grunty, and he's like, so that's pretty sick. I can't do Harrison Ford, so I'm not going to try to. pinnacle of adventure films is the Indiana Jones movies. The
Harrison-
fourth one's overhated. It still kind of sucks at times, but nostalgia for me, because I saw it with my dad in theaters, always going to hold that in my heart. Harrison Ford's the man. Honest to God, the fifth Indiana Jones movie comes out next summer. It's one of my most anticipated movies, I think, ever, because apparently James Mangold, who directed Logan, he directed Ford v Ferrari, he's done Walk the Line, he's done a lot of movies, 310 to Yuma. He is really going to take care of this, and Mads Mikkelsen's in the movie. You've got...
is he the villain?
I think he will be.
Oh my god.
That movie's going to be sick. And who knows what the artifact is going to be after. It's going to be the perfect send-off to Indiana Jones. And for all of us hardcore fans that have been waiting for this next movie for years, since 2008, our time's coming.
This is the last time I'm going to say this in this podcast. Indiana Jones is not on my list. However, I fucking love Indiana Jones. I love those movies. It's my favorite Disney show, like at the parks. And insert clip of that girl in the first movie. Every time I look at Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones, hard eyes. I love that man as Indiana Jones specifically, because I love archaeology. That's like the vibes that I like out of Moon Knight so far, is like the whole Egyptian mythology,
Archaeology?
Thank you. Sorry. Archaeologist vibes. And I just love that in anything. That's another reason why I love like National Treasure, shit like that. I love. It's just not on my list.
You would like Uncharted. I think I should show that movie to you.
All right.
Yep.
Do it.
Yep. Number 3 for you?
Number 3 for me is, it breaks my heart to put it at 3. If I could make a 3-way tie, I would. Number 3 for me is Star Wars. And here's the thing. Star Wars is, of the main 3, it's the first one I ever watched because of my mom at a young age. But it was really only just like watching the original trilogy. And then I watched it, every like year or two. And me and my mom would go to Star Wars things every once in a while. But like, even now to this day, like I love Star Wars so much and I do watch it. I don't rewatch Star Wars very often. I kind of ordered these top 3 as what do I rewatch the most. And because I talk about them all relatively the same amount. And Star Wars is more of a rewatch on Christmas or rewatch on May 4th type of thing for me. And I also, I really don't know as much about Star Wars as I do about other things. Like, be like, what planet did they go to in this episode? Fuck if I know. The green one? Like, I don't know words. I don't know facts. I don't know words. Like, this dude, he knows everything. If I need a Star Wars trivia person, I'm bringing Chris, literally. But I'm not good with like a lot of the terminology in Star Wars. Like, I gotta freshen up on some of that stuff because I look like a noob. But I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt as we speak. So, but yeah, Star Wars is 3 for me. I love those movies. Great franchise.
It is, and we're going to talk about that in a second again. But number 2 for me, I wrote her up, is going to be Marvel. Marvel. This encapsulates the MCU, X-Men, the Netflix stuff we got. All of it. It's honest to God. It's interesting, my relationship with Marvel, because I grew up. I watched the Toby movies. Like my neighbors had them on DVD. I watched those like obviously before even Iron Man came out, and so I watched those and like Fantastic Four. I watched an X-Men, and then I watched the MCU, and I've seen every MCU movie in theater since Iron Man 2. I saw all of them.
He's a loyal fan.
And so I missed Iron Man and Incredible Hulk because I was 8, and like there was a weird thing where I was like, well, I can't see a PG-13 movie in theaters for some reason. It was for a while. It was very stupid, but it is what it is. I was 8. I got freaked out by things either, so I get it. But the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I'm not even like trying to say this like lightly or anything. Like I think without it, I don't know if I would even be recording this podcast. Not like, and I mean like, I don't know if I would have like a social media at all. Like I think it's the reason I've met so many of you that are listening to this, and like it's a huge part of our relationship. Think about it. Like when I showed you the MCU and like
I didn't
us
watch
going to the movies, the shows, all of it like
Chris.
brings me and Cam closer, brings all of us together, and it's just a huge thing that I'll always be appreciative of. I also think it's some of the best stories we get today, and like the cultural events of Infinity War, Endgame, No Way Home. Like these are moments I'll never forget for the rest of my life. So I'll always love Marvel, and like I adore it. It just
It as much as it has good things that comes with it, it does have quite a couple bad things that come with it as well.
And that's kind of like the name of the game. Where again, we are a little oversaturated with it right now. It used to be a little more special when you'd have 2 movies a year. Like you'd have one in like May and like November. You'd like, oh my gosh, I can't wait for the next Marvel movie. Now it's like you don't have time to breathe with it.
It's also like doing what we do and doing stuff on the internet. Like
we talk about it more than anything.
This also probably pertains more to me than to you, but like it is very hard to not let like annoying people on the internet kind of diminish, I guess, your love for something. Like
you and I are different with that.
Yeah, I mean, like I just like, it's not that it diminishes my love for it. It's just that like I'm like, shut up, you're annoying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it makes me want to talk about it less.
Well, to me, it's like I kind of realized this too. I think like covering like content like the TV shows so much, it doesn't
draining.
Yeah, that's the word. It's kind of draining, honestly, and I know fellow content creators that can relate to it.
Yeah.
Cam literally can. It can get draining. So like, again, Star Wars was like my escape during like a heavy Marvel saturation. Like I'm gonna go watch Star Wars, which that's my number 1, but I'll talk about it in a second. Like you guys already know. But, actually, can I just go ahead and talk about it?
Spoilers.
Can I just go ahead and talk about it?
Go ahead.
Well, go ahead and talk. Your number 2.
No, we can go.
Give me your number 2 because we can talk about it.
No, I wanted to give my number 2 and number 1 at the same time.
Okay, so my number 2 is Marvel. Like I just said, I love it. I'm very appreciative of everything. It's opportunities it's actually opened for me, and it'll always have a special place in my heart. But my number 1 holds the most special place in my heart, and it's Star Wars. It's just
Star Wars is why you wanted to date me. I'm pretty sure.
I think so. But like the photo, I won't even say anything. You guys know my love for it. There's one photo that encapsulates my love for Star Wars. It's when I was 5 and I opened my toy Millennium Falcon, and it was like I was like crying and screaming from happiness. And when I first went and I rode Star Tours, I was like, this is so awesome. And I got on the little speeder bike like I was an indoor. I like ignited a fake lightsaber under the AT-AT or AT-AT, whatever you prefer. Like, I mean, it's just
literally, don't talk about young Chris. It'll make me actually sob.
I had a bucket of Star Wars toys. I would watch the movies as a kid, pause the movie, and set up the toys and reenact the lightsaber duels. I remade the Battle of Geonosis 1,000 times in my basement. Like the prequels and the original trilogies are so huge to me. The first time I got to see The Force Awakens in theaters was a dream come true. I've also got to experience Star Wars with you. But
I need you to absolutely stop talking about yourself as a young child right now before I cry on podcast.
We got to see we saw Rogue One and The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker together. It's just like Star Wars culturally huge, and to me, like even the Lego games, I mean, those Twitch streams are unforgettable. Same with Fallen Order. It's what I have the most love for, and because of that, because I'm so passionate about it and love it so much, I'm able to be honest about it, and that's like how I feel about the sequels. And I think a lot, and the Star Wars fandom is very toxic. I think some people love what you want to love. If you love the sequels, I'm not coming at you, but I think there is a group of that fandom that's so toxic that it's like blinded by love and refuses to critique something, and that's scary.
Yeah.
But I also think people overhate things, but it is what it is. Have your opinion. And I think that the fandom's it's branded as the most toxic fandom after the sequels, but I don't know anyone who like shits on at least those original 3, and I don't know a single person who like hates on them. So that is like perfect Star Wars right there. And if and all the TV shows, I mean, I just love it. It's very special to me, and the Force will be with me always.
To me.
So,
yeah, I remember you told me that in Spanish class you overheard me talking about how I was gonna go to a John Williams night, Star Wars night thing where I got to go and listen to his orchestra play a bunch of John Williams scores, and it was mainly focused on Star Wars. And
I think I actually overheard you talking about how you like met R2D2 or something.
Yes, I have a picture of me meeting. I met R2D2,
con or something.
and I met it was at the John Williams thing. They had a bunch of Star Wars characters there. They had stormtroopers walking around, and they had R2D2 rolling around, and then they had a Darth Vader there, and I met Darth Vader, and it was really cool.
Yeah.
But I remember you told me that you heard me talking about that, and you were like, "She's kind of cool. Maybe I should be friends with her." And look at us now. Okay, so my number 2. This might shock some of you. Does it shock you? I don't think it shocks you.
Not in the slightest.
Because you know me. I think it's going to shock a lot of people that don't know me. My number 2 is Marvel.
Dun, dun, dun.
Insert gasps. Yeah. So my number 1 is Harry Potter. Now listen. There's some explanation for this. I love Marvel so much. Marvel is what I post about the most because it's what's popping. I ride Marvel till I die. Like, I love so much about Marvel, and it's honestly very close. It is very neck and neck. Like, you can clearly see on my paper I had Marvel at number 1, and then it got crossed out when I thought about it for a second. The reason Harry Potter is at number 1 is because Harry Potter is like kind of my Star Wars for you. Like, I watched Star Wars, I think, before I watched Harry Potter, but like I was never like in the fandom. Like, I didn't even watch the prequels when I was young. Like, I didn't do anything. I just watched the movies my mom would put on. But Harry Potter, like, I was into that shit, y'all. I'm not even kidding you. Like, started out with my mom reading me the books before I would go to bed. We would read a chapter or 2 every night, and then eventually I was able to read better, so I would read the books myself. And then when I was old enough to catch the movies in theaters, I think we watched Half-Blood Prince and then the last 2 movies in theaters. And I remember taking the Pottermore quiz, finding out I was a Slytherin in middle school, and everyone fucking shat on me because being a Slytherin was not cool back then. Like, dead ass, everyone made fun of me so often. They were like, yeah, well, you're a Slytherin, you're evil. And I was like, no, I'm not. But I can't help what I am at heart. Sorry. But and another reason Harry Potter is at number 1, besides the fact that it was my first fandom, it's just so good. Like, the wizarding world, like the concept of Hogwarts, the magic of it all makes me so fucking happy. I also rewatch the Harry Potter movies maybe once every 2 weeks. I watch the Harry Potter movies literally so often, it's like not even funny. Specifically, at least like the first 4, because I'm more of an early movies type of person, because I kind of like them before they get really dark and like depressing. The first 4 movies, I could probably quote you almost the entire movie. They're so good. And also there's PMI tracks for them that I like to watch with the movies, because again, the PMI tracks are so good. But Harry Potter just makes me so happy. Harry Potter makes me like, I can't remember, I don't think I cried when we went into Universal and walked into Diagon Alley, but I was probably damn near close. I feel like I wouldn't cry if I went to Avengers Campus. I'd be like, wow, this is so cool. I wouldn't cry. But like, Harry Potter makes me cry. I hear the music and I tear up, dude. It's so good. It's my favorite place to be. If I had to put myself into a fictional world, I'm putting myself into Harry Potter probably. And fuck it, y'all. I like the Fantastic Beasts movies, okay? I'm a Fantastic Beasts apologist, except for Crimes of Grindelwald, because that movie is straight ass doo-doo on a stick on fire in a dumpster. Other than that, though, the first and the third movie, I'm an apologist for them. I like them. Jude Law's Dumbledore fucking won me over, y'all. I can't even make it up. Like, he's too good. He's too good. He won me over. I love Eddie Redmayne. I'm an Eddie Redmayne stan since 2012 Les Mis, and I love him as Newt Scamander. And I genuinely do like all the characters in the Fantastic Beasts movies. One of Chris's critiques about the third movie, if you watched his review on his YouTube channel, is that the reason that the movie wasn't all that good to him is because he doesn't care about the characters. Like, he just doesn't. It's not he doesn't mean it in a negative way. He just doesn't care. He just doesn't care about them enough to care like about the movie. I'm the opposite. I love these characters. I think they're funny and I care about them and I love watching them. Obviously not as much as the main Harry Potter characters, because duh, but it's good. Like, if they make a 4th one, I'll watch it. I want to see how Dumbledore gets the Elder Wand, genuinely. Like, I really want to see that, and so I really hope they do make more movies. They can kill off Ezra Miller's character, though. I'm good with that. But the main 8 Harry Potter movies, it's just something about them, man. Like, I want to put them on now. I love Harry Potter so much. I just love it. Agree.
Yeah, it's great. It is a great franchise.
When I found out you didn't watch Harry Potter, I went, oh. And also, to put it into, like, to reference, we talked about this a few seconds ago. Chris introduced me to Marvel. I had seen like 2 Marvel movies before him, and then we started dating, and the first Marvel movie that came out in theaters was Spider-Man Homecoming. We went to see it, and I was like, am I going to have to see any of the other Marvel movies before this? And he was like, no, you're fine. And then when Thor Ragnarok was coming out, and I was like, okay, who's Thor? And then we watched all the movies. So I've been a Marvel fan since 2017. What is that? 5 years? 4 years? 5 years.
Yes.
Been a Marvel fan for 5 years, which is a lot, and I have a lot under my belt, and I think I've made up for lost time, dare I say. I think I know quite a lot about the MCU, correct?
Yeah, I think you do.
And now I've seen the X-Men, some of them, So the important ones, that's all that matters. And it's just, I think it's what Harry Potter has over Marvel is the year thing and the magic. That's what it has over it. Harry Potter stand till I die. I'm gonna put the movies on after this podcast.
Go for it. But unless you have anything else you want to add, I think that's going to do it for our top 20 favorite fandoms.
Good podcast episode.
20 hours later.
I think we've only got like maybe 2 hours of a podcast.
2 hours later.
But hey, it's our special 20th episode.
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying.
It's a special one, guys.
It's 12:30 in the morning, so.
Yeah, but I go to sleep at 3 normally, so I'm still awake.
I'm not. I'm in bed by now.
Let us know what you guys thought of our list. Let us know if we convinced you to watch any of the shows that you haven't. Yeah. I hope I convinced you guys to watch some of the shows on this list.
Yeah, Ozark and Barry. I'm preaching. Please give them a chance.
I'm preaching
all of them.
The Boys and Game of Thrones.
I'm sure most people have seen it.
If you haven't, you should.
Game of Thrones, yeah.
And Teen Wolf.
There you have it. But that is going to do it for our 20th episode. If you guys have any suggestions for what you might want to see, let us know. If you guys are listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure to leave a nice review. It helps out to boost our people, to help people find us. Make sure to hit the like button on the YouTube version. Comment down below your favorite fandoms on the YouTube version. And again, don't forget to enter the giveaway. More details coming on the Instagram. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and subscribe to this channel. All that is linked down below, as well as all the other places you can listen to us.
Also, let us know down below if anything on our list shocked you, or if any of our orders shocked you, because I'm curious to see if I really do think that my number one shocked some people.
Yeah, I mean, not me, like I mentioned, but
it probably didn't shock you and Jenna, and that's about it.
Yeah, a lot of people probably think Marvel's gonna be number one for both of us, actually.
Well, guess what? So. We like to be unpredictable. We like to keep you on our toes. And what else do we like to be?
Unusual.
Unusual. Look at that. You're so good. Yeah.